Yes? You say when you pick up the phone. Hey sis, I can't pick you up in the end. I have something to do. But him is on the way. Your brother says hanging up. Fuck! You hate his best friend. Of course he's beautiful. He's just so smug. You wait patiently in front of the university. After a few minutes, you see his motorcycle parked. He hands you a helmet, and you join him. Hello, sweetheart. What a pleasure to bring you home today, he says. You give him a blow in the shoulder. You sit on the bike and stand on the Aldi's. What are you doing? He asks while turning to face you. I'm waiting for you to start. You just answer. He takes your hands and places against his chest. You feel his abs through his clothes. You take them off immediately. He accelerates without moving forward, and you rush into his back. You hear him laughing under his helmet. You give in and put your hands on his chest. He finally starts driving. He drives wisely, without putting you in danger, but you want more. On the straight line, go for it. You tell him when you're at the toll, hang on to me, princess. He responds by putting his hands on yours. Once the barrier rises, he accelerates to the maximum. You scream with joy as he drives with such case. Once you get home, he goes down first and takes off your helmet. Did I get a reward for my driving? He says by removing his, looking at you. You approach his lips, and he also approaches, his strong breathing. You finally move away and tap him on the shoulder. That's your reward, you say by giving him a candy. You were making breakfast for you. You are alone at your home. You were humming and making the pancakes. Suddenly the bell rang. You opened the front door. There is your brother's best friend, Jack. Hey, is your bro in here? He asked. Nope, but I think he will arrive shortly. You can come in, you said, smiling at him. He sat on the sofa, and you bring him some pancakes you made. Eat it and rate it, you said, handing over the plate to him. It's delicious. I will rate it 10 out of 10, he said, smiling at you. Thanks, you replied happily. Hey, you got some on your cheeks, he said. Where you asked him, touching your cheek. Here, he said, and took it from your cheek and licked his fingers. You blushed by seeing by this action. You okay? Your face is red, he asked, touching your forehead. I'm fine, you replied. You touched your chest because her heart is beating rapidly. To avoid awkward silence in the room, you turned to him and said, Hey, but Jack's lips stopped yours. Your eyes widened, but you go with his pace, turning the kiss into a passionate. Is the reason why you're blushing? He asked, looking at you with love. You said, hiding your face with hands. You and your boyfriend just had an argument, one that was bigger than any of the previous arguments you guys had in the past. And during the heat of the moment, you had said some awful things to him. Things which made him look at you like he didn't recognize you, with so much hurt that as you sat in your room now, thinking back, you couldn't believe you had said what you said. But despite that, he never said a single thing that was remotely as hurtful as what you said. All he had done was wait for you to finish before telling you he was going to go for a ride on his motorcycle. That was an hour ago. Tears streamed down your face as you realized what you had done. You were convinced that he wasn't coming back, that you had just lost the best thing to ever happen to you. The sound of the living room door being opened caught you headed downstairs, lingering on the stairs as you watched your boyfriend walk into the house. His gaze landed on your, and you broke down, tears streaming down your face. I'm so sorry, you told him. I'm so sorry. What I said was wrong and hurtful, and I understand if you want to leave me and... Leave you? Your boyfriend repeated. Why would I leave you? Because I said awful mean things to you. Oh, baby, come here. You rushed into his arms, burying your face in his chest as you cried. Arguing is part of a relationship, sweet. I'm not leaving you. You're my girl, now forever, now. You were in a heated argument with your enemy. It was after school, and the two of you were the only ones in the halls. What was it about? You had forgotten. All you knew was that you weren't going to back down. He wanted you to admit that he was right. But that meant that you'd be wrong. And you didn't like the sound of losing to him. Why are you so stubborn? He asked. He walked towards you, and you took a step back. Why do you always have to argue? Your back met one of the lockers, his figure towering over you as he placed a hand next to your head. But you wouldn't let that derail you. No matter what I say, you always seem to find a fault in it. He leaned down, his face inches from yours. Your breath hitched in your throat, but you continued. Over the stupidest fucking things, too. His eyes darted to your lips for the slightest second. You weren't even sure it was real. You're so fucking annoying sometimes, he whispered, running a hand through his hair before crashing his lips on yours. You pulled away in surprise, staring at him for a few seconds before pulling him back to you. One of your hands wrapped around his neck, while the other tangled in his hair. Both his hands moved to your waist, pressing you into him as he explored your mouth. I hate you. You mumbled against his lips. He kissed you harder, biting your lip before soothing the sting with his tongue. What are you doing? You gasped, kissing the lies right out of you. You finally cave and go to the rooftop party with your friends. Right as you walk out of the elevator, you make eye contact with the one person you wanted to avoid, your enemy. He shoots winks at you and smirks after seeing the disgust in your face. Guys, I can't stay, he's here, you tell your friends. You're already here, just ignore him, your friend replies. She's right, you think to yourself, and chug the first cup you see. An hour in, you're drunk, and your friend sits you in a quiet corner, with water to sober up. The city lights are so pretty, you climb the railing without thinking, but lose your footing on the way up. You're caught before you fall and pulled up on the ledge. Drunk and in disbelief, you wrap your arms around his neck and giggle. It's really you! It's dangerous if you get too close, he says as your face is only inches away from his. You're so dangerous, you say. All of a sudden, he gives you a kiss. Realizing what just happened, you sober up a little. Just a little present before you go. Go? He pushes you off the building and you unalive.
Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Share your stories and impressions in the comments, and maybe your story will become a masterpiece in one of our upcoming videos. Let's dive into the world of slimes and stories together.